Today is the 12th of May, 2021. My name's Sam Azzinaro. I'm chairman of this beautiful board. And would the clerk please take the roll?
Chairman Azzinaro.
Present.
First Vice Chair Tabone. Second Vice Chair McLaughlin.
Present.
Representative Abney. Representative Ackerman.
Yep, thanks.
Representative Casey.
Here.
Representative Casimiro.
Here.
Representative Donovan.
Here.
Representative Falella.
Here.
Representative Lombardi.
Here.
Representative McCaw.
Here.
Representative Place.
Present.
Representative Price. Representative Solomon. And Representative Vella Wilkinson. We have 9 members present. We have a quorum.
Thank you, clerk. Today, we have a House resolution before us and a House bill. The resolution is number 6285, and the House bill is 6286. I would entertain a motion to hold these two for further study.
So moved, Representative Casey.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
For a motion to hold bills for further study on today's calendar, Chairman Azzinaro.
Yes.
Second Vice Chair McLaughlin.
Yes.
Representative Abney. Representative Ackerman. Representative Casey.
Yes.
Representative Casimiro.
Yes.
Representative Donovan.
Yes.
Representative Falella.
Yes.
Representative Lombardi.
Yes.
Representative McCaw.
Yes.
Representative Place.
No.
Representative Price. Representative Solomon. And Representative Vella Wilkinson. 8 in favor, 1 no. Motion carries.
Thank you. The first item on today's docket is House Resolution number 6285 by myself, and it is a resolution creating a special legislative commission to study and make recommendations for a plan and the design of a Vietnam memorial to be located in the city of Providence, Rhode Island. And this would create a 9-member commission to study and make the recommendations for the plan and the design to be located in downtown Providence. Most of us on this committee were here when we did the Beirut 9 Memorial, which took something like 5.5 years. So it's an undertaking that I've been requested to do for the Vietnam veterans in the state of Rhode Island. I will open up this meeting for discussion. Representative Casimiro.
Chairman, I just was wondering if we thought about putting a family member of someone who was lost in the war on the committee.
I did receive your email on that, and I was supposed to have a meeting with the speaker yesterday, but it got canceled. But I will be meeting with him next Wednesday, and I've made a note of that. I think
Awesome.
That's a great idea for this gentleman that you talked about. His dad has been missing in Vietnam since 1969.
Yes,
68,
yes. I think it would be a good idea if we had family representation on the commission.
Yep, I agree with that.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
Any other discussion from the members here today, or who are on the phones?
Chairman, has there been any, this is Representative Casey, has there been any discussion or preliminary discussion on a potential site, or are we just going to do that as part of the commission?
There's been, as far as I know, there's nothing been done on this yet. And
Okay.
I'm going to assume, and I hate to assume, but downtown Providence, where the Korean War Memorial is and the World War II Memorial is, there is some area down there that could be used, I think. But it's a long haul because we've got to deal with the city of Providence. It's their property. So There are
Okay.
a lot of things that have to be done, the size of it, the money, where's the money come from, and where you put it. Last time on this Beirut commission that we had, we studied it for a year and a half and had plans to put it on the State House grounds, and after a year and a half of meetings and studies, I was told we couldn't put it here, and I was not a happy camper when I got that word. So we're going to be very careful this time as to where we can, if possible, put this memorial for the Vietnam veterans.
Thank you.
That'll be up to, yes?
Chairman, would that be an option to put it in the State House?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
The Providence Historical Society is dead against any more of these things being put here. We thought we had a really good spot for it in parallel with no, not the train station, the other memorial on the other side,
The garden area, yeah.
and Garden of Heroes. And we thought it would balance off the State House lawn, but didn't work out. So I would say no at this time. Anyone else here in the room? All right,
Mr. Chair?
we have on, yes,
Mr. Chair, John Lombardi?
yes,
That
Reverend.
doesn't mean that we can't inquire again. If that's your pleasure, why can't we ask again? If the State House property is not a good place?
Yes, I agree with you, Rep. Lombardi.
And, and maybe, we can let the commission do that, you know what I'm saying? But, I wouldn't cast anything out. I think it's a great idea. I think it's fun. I think the State House is a beautiful building, and I think having a war memorial on the premises would be, the coup de grace, so to speak.
I agree, but we're going to find out right away if it's possible, rather than waste a year and a half of meetings and so on.
No, but I mean, we're in the embryonic stage anyway, so that could be one of the basic questions.
Absolutely, I
you know,
agree.
so.
Thank you. We have on the phone Paul Hubbard. Yes, Mr. Hubbard, you're on the air. Speak to us, please. Paul Hubbard? Are you there? Yes, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you. You're in the meeting with us at the State House. I understand you are opposed to this Vietnam Veteran Memorial. Speak to us, sir.
Yes, I am. I am in complete opposition to this Vietnam War Memorial. My name is Enrique Sanchez, and I am here representing the BLM RIPAC and Prov DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, and other various progressive organizations. Beforehand, let's get something clear. I am in no dear founding any disrespect to our military service, our fallen heroes. I respect our war heroes. I am in complete disagreement with all the wars that our country has been at over the years, over the last several decades. I believe no conflict that we have been in has been validated except World War II. But besides that, we should have not been in Vietnam, Korea, the Gulf War, etc. I am here in opposition to Bill 6285 because I see that there is this push to create this Vietnam War bill that would only spend more money and more funds that we don't have here at the capacity in the states and the city. People are struggling economically. People are hungry. People are struggling at every aspect of our economy. And this bill, I see that for this creation of this Vietnam War Memorial, there is no mention of the millions of Cambodians, Vietnamese, and Laos people that were innocent civilians that were killed, that were murdered at the hands of our military due to napalm strikes, due to air strikes, wars, illegal acts of war committed by our government at the time under Lyndon B. Johnson and other presidents. This memorial does not need to be here in Rhode Island. We have one already in Washington, D.C. Providence, Rhode Islanders in general, would rather much have other funds invested in other resources that would benefit working people of the city and the state. Now is not the time to build these memorials that will only just bring painful memories of all our war veterans and innocent civilians who were devastated, who were affected during that very non-important war, conflict that our country should have never been in the first place. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Sanchez? I had misspoke earlier. It's Mr. Sanchez on the phone.
Next is Paul.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sanchez. Paul Hubbard, are you on the phone with us? Paul Hubbard, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Sam Azzinaro speaking to you. You are on the Veterans Affairs Committee. You're on the phone. Go ahead and speak.
Okay. So when I first saw this proposed, I was wondering that the Veterans Affairs Committee doesn't have anything better to do, like maybe trying to end homelessness for veterans in Rhode Island or some other more worthwhile project. The way the language in the bill reads is it's a whitewash of the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War was not only a huge mistake, but it caused the death and destruction of countries in Southeast Asia, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the legacy that these people have to bear is not mentioned. I'm opposed to this memorial being set up the way it's being proposed. There was a huge resistance to the war inside the U.S. military. I mean, it was just a debacle, the war in Vietnam, all the way around. And I think we should, let's try to end veteran homelessness instead of erecting monuments that are going to whitewash the true history of that war. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Mr. Hubbard? Seeing none, I believe that is, anyone else have any questions on this resolution? Seeing none, I would close this hearing on this House Resolution number 6285. The second House bill by myself is an act relating to military affairs and defense for Rhode Island Veterans Home. It removes the word war from the sentence of honorably discharged war veteran. Problem being that we found out a while back was that requests for the position to run the Veterans Home in Bristol, we cannot get applicants who are qualified because we can't get anyone that has a license to run a home that is a war veteran. So if we remove the word war only, it would state you would be a honorably discharged veteran, and that should open up the positions of people that can apply for this position who have a license and are qualified to run the home. And we have written testimony in favor from Kasim Yarn, who is the director, John Gallo, and I believe those are the only two. Kevin McDonald also in favor of this. So it's a simple fix to a law that's been on the books for quite a while. And I think once we do that, we need to get somebody that's qualified and a veteran to run our veterans nursing home. So that is the issue before us, and we have worked on that, and everyone seems to be in favor. It will work that way. I'll open it up to the committee for any comments.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Rep. Lombardi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, did any of the attorneys look at the genesis of that? Was there a purpose why wall was part of the definition?
I couldn't understand everything you said, John. Maybe you're talking a little bit too loud or too close to the mic.
Okay, maybe I am. That's, because I can't hear myself, because I don't want to hear myself, I guess. But I don't make sense most of the time. But the purpose of interjecting war, I'm just, from a historical perspective, what's the genesis of that? Why was that word part of it?
Well,
And did anyone do any research on that?
there was, in this law, there were 3 places that had war veteran. Kasim Yarn is considered a war veteran in that position, and there was one other position that was a war veteran. That there's no problem in hiring someone to fill that particular position, but this position as a director of a nursing home is very difficult to find a person that is a war veteran and not just a veteran, honorably discharged veteran. So that's why we feel that we have to change this so that we can get a director into the home.
I got that, Mr. Chair, and I got that right away. I just don't want this to become a political hacks position, that's all, because obviously our veterans are near and dear to us, certainly more you than most of us. And, my father, having served in World War II for nearly 5 years, it's very near and dear. I just don't want it to become part of the political nonsense that goes around, that's all. That's my only concern. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone else with any comments, discussion, questions? Seeing none, hearing none, that closes the hearing on House Bill number 6286, and that completes the agenda for today. Before we leave, I'm hoping that I can have a veterans meeting on Monday around probably 3 o'clock so that we can get these 2 bills on the calendar for Wednesday of next week. I'm going to work on that, and hopefully we can get that done, because we haven't really done any veterans bills this year, so I want to get something done of substance. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you very much.